ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Today, the game is different.
I want to gamble. Gambling is a very serious business. Is that clear?
Welcome to House of Cards. Dave Weischadle with you here, deep from the swamps of Jersey. We got a great show coming up for you. You know, usually during the show, I get to interview some of the biggest newsmakers in the gaming and casino industries. But this week, I'm going to be joined by the House of Cards executive producer, Doug Weischadle, and we're going to actually talk about some of the biggest news stories happening in the gaming and casino industry. Whether it be casinos, sports betting, iGaming, esports, the gaming industry is constantly changing, and Doug's going to pick a couple of the biggest stories that occur in the last month, and we're going to talk about them and see what they mean for the gaming industry. So when we come back, we're talking about some of the biggest gaming and casino news stories of the month. So stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards.
The IRS has collected over $1 billion in past due taxes this year, and they're aggressively targeting more taxpayers. Don't wait until the IRS comes knocking. Our team is here to help you resolve your tax debts before things escalate. Every tax situation is unique, and so is our approach. We tailor solutions to fit your specific needs, giving you the personalized attention you deserve. The IRS has resumed collection enforcement. Don't wait until it's too late. Our team can help you resolve your tax issues before liens, levies, or passport restrictions kick in. Behind on filing taxes? We specialize in getting you back on track by filing past returns and negotiating with the IRS. Does the IRS claim that you owe money that you don't have? We fight to lower your tax debt to an amount that you can afford. United Tax Fix. Expert help, personalized service, and the peace of mind you deserve.
Call 800-852-6985. That's 800-852-6985.
Hey, this is Dave Weischadle from House of Cards with your House of Cards gaming report for the week of March 17, 2025. IGT Play Digital announced the launch of the Whitney Houston slot game to 8 markets throughout Europe. The Whitney Houston slot game is currently available in the Netherlands, Italy, Spain, the United Kingdom, Greece, Denmark, Sweden, and Romania, with plans to introduce the game in North American markets later this year. The slot game has 4 jackpot levels and iconic Whitney Houston photos, videos, and some of her chart-topping songs. Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Atlantic City awarded $10 million in bonuses to its team members in recognition of 2024's record-breaking year on the boardwalk. Hard Rock set records for overall profit, market share, slot win, table game drops, hotel occupancy, and for conventions and entertainment. Team members attending Hard Rock's Atlantic City Town Hall found out that they would be receiving the bonuses. And finally, on February 26, DraftKings Casino awarded the largest online casino jackpot in U.S. history. A lucky online player put a 20-cent bet on the Irish Potluck slot machine in Michigan and hit the record-setting jackpot. That jackpot was over $9.2 million. I think I'll jump on DraftKings and play some Irish Potluck. Have any news or tips regarding casinos, gaming, or legislation? Send us an email at newsroom@houseofcardsradio.com and follow us on X at HNC Radio.
You're listening to House of Cards. Check us out at houseofcardsradio.com.
We must get her back.
I'll be satisfied if we get her half back.
I'll take a quarter back.
In fact, I'll take Notre Dame in 2 points.
Oh, you want 2 points?
I certainly do.
Well, you got 'em.
Oh!
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weischadle with you here. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Starting off the rundown, we're going to be talking another survey/study, whatever you want to call these things, regarding the gambling industry in the U.S.
Okay, all right.
And I love surveys. I love studies because
they're interesting because sometimes they give you information that you're generally shocked about.
Yeah,
so
and also allows you to talk about different things in terms of what they're covering. And we've got one that just came out mid-February. It was from the Journal of American Medical Association, the JMA Internal Medicine Division.
That's a big one.
Yes.
That's an important one.
Well, this one was looking at, this was really tabbed a gambling addiction study. And it was kind of a unique way of looking at how gambling addiction has increased over the last couple of years. It started from 2016 to 2024. That's the length of the study, the years they went back to. And it really dealt more with internet searches for gambling addiction.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, they were observing general internet searches related to U.S. gambling addiction, and they did a entire study of searching for phrases like, am I addicted to gambling?
Okay.
And that's all the study was about, was internet searches for gambling addiction.
I mean, that's an interesting point. You know, that's a good an indicator. It's one indicator because look, there's we're talking about a study, and I'm assuming that you looked it up a little further and you use those terms. Now, I don't think you have a gambling addiction, but you use those terms to research the subject of gambling addiction,
which adds to the next study.
Well, okay, all right. So, but that's one thing that they can look at, and it's important, but maybe it's not. It's a determining factor. One other thing I'm interested in is, they did gambling has become, or sports betting has become more common because it's in the media a lot and maybe more people are talking about it. I'm just curious about if people are actually addicted to gambling in greater numbers than before this study, or they're just talking about it more. The issue is being brought up, which is a good thing.
You took the study one step too far.
Just too far?
Because they didn't go to how many people are actually addicted to gambling. They looked at the number of searches.
More people are talking about gambling addiction. I've done interviews with gambling addiction, or programs that handle gambling addiction.
Well, take the study.
I had to search the term and I had to look it up, but I'm not addicted to gambling. But I had to look it up on the internet.
Take the study for what it's worth,
Sure.
And what they found was there was an increase about 23% of these gambling surges, gambling addiction searches on the internet. Between 2018 and 24, it increased 23% cumulatively. Numerically, it was 6.5 million to 7.3 million searches, peaking at 180,000 monthly. That's the results of the study.
Yeah. I just think it's in the news a lot. So, you're going to get more searches. There's going to be more people talking about it, thinking about it, and looking at it, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Again, it's an issue that people have to talk about.
And in the high-density states where you have a lot of gambling, like New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Massachusetts, Michigan, they found 30 to 67% jump between 2016 and 2024. And they correlated it into the growing amount of gambling and sports betting and online sports betting. They were actually to pinpoint when online sports betting goes live in a state, the amount of searches jump up.
Okay.
Now, again, take the study for what it is.
Look,
it's
not
an in-depth study in terms of addiction itself.
People have been gambling prior to 2018.
Yeah.
People are doing their office pools for March Madness, which is coming up, and everyone did football pools. I mean, that was, me growing up, we always saw it. Like the football, we had these, weekly football, these little tabs that you mark. And I don't even know what the hell they're called.
Numbers.
Yeah, you did the numbers with the football games and stuff like that. Yeah. That was always around. I'm just thinking more people are talking about it now.
Well, I think there's a couple other things regarding this study that maybe come into play. Number one is the fact that, yes, online sports betting, online gaming, gambling itself in general in the country has grown and expanded at a great rate. That grows into the internet searches for gambling addiction. But number two, I think with all the different programs involved with responsible gambling, it's more front and center.
Absolutely.
And when you see something like that on an ESPN show that responsible gambling, ESPN had The Talk.
Absolutely.
You see something like that, you got to have a response, and I think it's natural for somebody when they see something like that, if they're wondering, they're going to search it. I think you're seeing a growth of responsible gambling attention and the programs themselves that are also driving some of these searches more so than just, I'm addicted, do I need to go look for it?
Well, look, I mean, there's a lot of programs that are addressing this subject to even high school age kids or college age athletes and things like that. There's so many programs that it's in front and center. I've lived in New Jersey all my life, and I always drove this one particular road. But now I'm seeing more, whenever I drive on this particular road, it's the road that 1-800-GAMBLER has their offices on. So I always see their sign, and I always see it's in my head, it's in my mind. So it's a good thing that it's front and center. It's an issue that everyone has to think about and talk about.
I would love to see the study of how these searches have increased because of the responsible gambling commercials and programs. That's the study.
Do a survey on how many surveys there has been since gambling started.
Well, I'm just thinking.
Do a survey on the survey.
I'm just thinking this is great. This study. Take it for what it's worth. It doesn't go further than the searches have increased. But they're pointing to the growth of the gambling industry of itself. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if it's the growth of the responsible gambling outreaches that are going on because of the growth of gambling. I'm wondering how much have increased because when the industry starts pushing the RG. Mm-hmm. That's a study I want to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that leads to more searches, too. The more you put that front and center, the more searches happen.
Hey, more people are talking about it, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah. But it doesn't solve anything. It doesn't provide any results.
It's important
other
information.
Than it puts it in front and center again.
I think so.
It's something to actually add to the stockpile of responsible gambling
that people
weapons.
Are more aware of the issue because they're searching it, which is a good thing, I think.
And more medical journals are starting to cover this stuff too, which is cool to see.
We're going to take a quick break right now. House of Cards, stick with us.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audion Atom 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Atom 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Atom Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-457-0924 or go to audionhearing.com to get your pair of Audion hearing aids starting at just $189.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With private healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-733-6860. 800-733-6860.
You're listening to the House of Cards.
Whoa! I think we got a show.
Oh, yeah, we got a show.
We definitely got a show.
Oh, yeah, there's a show. Hey, it's all about ratings, baby, and we got them.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weischadle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with House of Cards executive producer Doug Weischadle, talking about some of the biggest gaming and casino news stories of the month.
You know, almost every month we're seeing something unique with regards to esports betting in this country.
Yep.
And, you know, some states are ahead of the curve, some states are behind the curve. New Jersey just threw a complete curveball at people here because of what they have just proposed or reviewing. The New Jersey legislature is reviewing a bill that would expand the betting opportunities for what they call competitive video gaming, esports, basically.
Good. They call it competitive video gaming.
Competitive video gaming.
Okay.
And there's this bill, there's a companion bill in the Senate. There's one in the Assembly right now. They're both being considered. It's got some good parts, got some really questionable parts. And
well, like any piece of proposed legislation, it's got to be worked out. It's got to be compromised on, and we'll see what happens.
Here are the good parts. Or at least these are what I think are the good parts. The proposed bill, both of them, seek to establish two separate esports-only betting skins. Okay. Currently, right now, if you want to do esports betting only, you still have to go to one of the current licensees and take one of their skins to make it esports only.
You basically
whatever's available right now
is you have to partner with a land-based entity in New Jersey,
right? And
they have a certain amount of skins, which means a certain amount of. Do you call it sub-licenses kind of thing?
Skins.
Well, people who are listening who aren't part of the gaming industry, they hear skins. They don't know what
another
that means.
Online face, if you want to call it that.
A platform kind of thing. So,
but this would seek to create two separate esports-only skins. So if you're looking to create an esports betting site and nothing else, this bill...
Only two in New Jersey or two per?
Two per license.
Okay, all right.
This is actually... really interesting to see. Well, actually, the way it's worded, it could go either way right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's two separate esports-only skins in the state is how they're calling it.
All right.
But when you use the word skins, you're talking about somebody already have a license and giving it out already. Mm-hmm. But this is strictly for esports betting, which helps generate or create an additional opportunity if you just want to do esports betting alone.
Sure.
Also, the bill gives the Division of Gaming Enforcement authority to designate a casino or authorized venue hosting an esports event as the exclusive operator for placing wagers on that competition.
Okay, good.
So, I think we've been to a couple esports tournaments down in Atlantic City.
Sure.
And whatever, under this bill, the Division of Gaming Enforcement would nominate or designate. That's the word I'm looking for. The place where it's being held as the official operator, if it has a license.
Okay.
I'm assuming it can only be in a place where it has a license to be designated
as the
exclusive operator.
Well, that's got.
I don't see the Atlantic City Convention Center having a gaming license.
Maybe
that would actually be kind of smart on their part.
But maybe that'll be worked out. Like I said, it's proposed legislation. They got to talk about it. They got to put it through committees. They got to compromise. It's thing they'll be taken out and put in. So we'll. It's a whole process this has to go through.
See, that actually, now that I said that, the Atlantic City Convention Center, maybe they would be in the market for an esports betting skin.
Yeah.
They can be the venues.
Yeah, one of the places we went to for a esports event was Hard Rock.
Yeah.
We just talked about Hard Rock.
I
have their T-shirt on, so we were there. Yeah.
But that automatically already has a gaming license.
Sure.
I'm talking about someplace that doesn't
someplace
have
with a non-gaming license. Yeah. Well,
now here's the questionable part of the bill, or the bills, I should say, because both of them have this. the bill would allow competitors to place bets on their own performance or the performance of their own team, provided they meet the minimum legal gambling age in New Jersey.
Okay.
You're betting on yourself. Now, that opens the door to a lot of manipulation.
I mean, if you're treating it like a sport,
yeah,
you should treat it like a sport and not have. Well, that's one of the things. We're talking about legislation. I'm wondering if the esports groups will have their own policies in place. I mean, this could become law, and that thing could be in it about you can bet on yourself and you bet on your team. But if there's a esports organization that's holding the event, maybe they have their own separate policy saying you can't bet on your own team or you can't bet on yourself or something like that. So I see it's one of those things where you have to wait to see. We can talk about what's written on paper till the cows come home, but in practical, real life situations, there's going to be policies that affect this. So.
But it does open the door to, quote unquote, the problem of match fixing. Because if you're able to bet on yourself, I'm going to underperform, so I'm going to bet all the unders on myself and on my team.
That's what I mean.
It opens the door to a lot of questionable activities participating in the tournament.
That's why, even if this stays in the proposed legislation, there might be esports organizations that have their own policies that go further and make rules based on the event.
Given that statement there, even if the esports organization has that policy in place and somebody bets on themselves in a tournament, they can just say, well, I abided by the law of the state.
Yeah, well,
I think right now it's too early to say,
like I said,
this is not a good idea. It's probably a decent idea if you put the right safeguards in it. It's something to explore.
Like I said, I am sure this is going to go through different forms, and this might be taken out, or
it might be amended out.
Stuff like that. So I'd be very curious to see what the opinions are on these proposed legislations. I'm sure the legislators are going to get a lot of commentary on this from a lot of people in the esports industry and whatever. But so it'd be interesting to keep watching how this evolves over the next couple of months.
Well, the bill's already passed out of one of the committees in the Assembly, so the language was approved by the committee.
Okay.
I don't know if that really holds any weight when it goes in front of the entire Assembly.
That's one step.
The Senate's a whole other issue.
Then
the governor has the ultimate say with the veto, but it'll be interesting to see where they go. That language in and of itself is problematic. It's got to be ironed out or amended in a certain way to provide some additional safeguards, or it turns over that decision-making to the esports organization holding the tournaments.
Yeah. So that's going to evolve. So what it says here coming out of committee doesn't mean it's going to be in any kind of legislation. So
we're going to take a quick break right now. House of Cards, stick with us.
Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand.
Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With costs going up, Adam and Eve is the best deal around. With 50% off a sexy adult product at adamandeve.com. That's 50% off right now when you point the camera on your smartphone at the code on the screen. Don't get up. Just open your camera and point it at the screen. Hurry! You'll also get 10 free gifts, including free discreet shipping at checkout. This is your chance to get more for less. So scan now for 50% off plus 10 free gifts from adamandeve.com.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Where was the house? Where was the house of cards?
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weischadle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with House of Cards executive producer Doug Weischadle, talking about some of the biggest gaming and casino news stories of the month.
Well, another day in the sports betting industry, and we've got another report of athlete harassment.
Oh, boy. I hate these stories. I really hate these stories.
You got to love the way this industry is trending in certain areas. Okay. And it's another report by New York Times, The Athletic, regarding NBA players and the abuse, and the word they used was vitriol directed at the players.
Well, I got to tell you, the NBA, it seems like the fans are a lot closer than other sports. You know, in hockey, there's glass around them. Football, you're pretty far away. Baseball, you're pretty far away usually. But, you know, the NBA, I mean, you're walking through the crowds to the locker room, so you're going to hear a lot. So.
Well, according to the report outlined players facing death threats, racial slurs, among other vulgar notes, and anonymous fans and sports bettors across social media. Now,
well, social media is just
changed a lot in the last year or so.
A lot of these people on social media, they think they're posting from their bedroom, so they think nothing can happen to them, and they think they can say anything. But it's really disgusting what some of them say.
I think the proliferation of the ability to just have those anonymous profile pictures and just weird names and burner accounts, that's really affected a lot of the industry on the personal side, because there's no reason to go after a player for you losing a bet.
So how did they connect the bettors with the slurs? I mean, how did they do this survey? I'm just curious how they tied that in.
From where the report was coming from, it looked like they talked to the NBA players themselves, because the report mentioned a lot of different quotes from different players, like New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson. He mentioned that it's a lot of people who don't have profile pictures doing this.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and he's thought about going back at these people, and he said, well, I'm going to hold off. What goes around comes around, that sort of thing.
I think
smart move.
I think that's a very smart move.
Yes.
I mean, you want to ignore these people, but you want to keep yourself and your family and your friends safe. So, you know, it's a difficult way to maneuver these things, because some of these people are idiots.
Yep.
That are shooting these disrespectful comments.
Another player got a message saying, "Go kill yourself." These are crazy people out there who think the wild, wild west still exists on these social media accounts.
They think nothing can happen to them. You know,
they're hiding behind the social media.
They're in their mom's basement and they're tweeting and things like that, and they think, I'm tweeting and, it's the First Amendment, I can say whatever I want, and no, that's not the case.
Yes.
That's stupid.
Yeah, and
they're idiots.
At some point, a lot of the commissioners for the major pro sports leagues are talking about federal legislation for regulation of the sports betting industry. Maybe the federal regulation should come into play where the social media is involved, where that is kind of an assault, regardless. If you're fearing for your safety legally, that's an assault.
I think it's one of those things, which better agencies would it be to investigate and punish? I mean, most likely it'd be the state. I mean, it'd be your local police officers, I guess you would
call. But when you're on one of those social media, it's interstate. You don't know where these guys are coming from.
I know you don't know where it's coming from. There are jurisdictional issues that have to be figured out because, now everything crosses state lines. Everything's, if you're a law student, the interstate commerce kind of gets that term thrown in. And
but I'll tell you,
if you're not a lawyer, Google that.
At some point, if you hold the social media platform responsible for these actions, that's when it's going to really stop. Because when you go after the social media platforms, that's where the issue is.
There's no clear answer. That's why this is such an important
issue. I will admit, one of the Bucks players, and I'm not going to say who it is. It's in the report if you want to read it. It's The Athletic. He had one of the best lines.
Okay.
He said, I thought it's really funny, to be honest, because these people are throwing away money trying to bet on us and all that. And then he ended up by saying, people never think about maybe they're just bad at playing the parlays.
Yeah.
And it's really the bettor's fault for losing the parlays.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't blame a player
absolutely.
for it.
No one takes responsibility anymore, and things like that. So.
And again, the teams are handling it the right way because the security for the team is one thing. The teams are letting the arena security handle the hecklers in the stands. You mentioned walking through the stands.
I mean, it's a dangerous situation, I always thought, because, at halftime they're walking in a tunnel with fans on either side of them. It's kind of scary.
Because a lot of people realize...
you don't know who's in the stands.
Well,
These people are idiots.
A lot of people going to these games think that buying a ticket enables them to do whatever the hell they want at the arenas.
They can do what they want within reason and within the bounds.
They don't
of the
understand
law.
that.
I mean,
a lot of
if you want to boo. If anything beyond that, you don't throw anything. You don't use racial terms or threaten people or anything like that. You want to boo. And I'm sure athletes would even say that. Look, you paid the ticket, you can boo. Just don't
don't take it the next step. Don't take it the next step. And it's they have this NBA's fan code of conduct that has to be enforced by the arena security.
Yeah.
They get verbal warnings for the first time, second and third by a spectator gets them kicked out of the arena. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Buying a ticket doesn't give you the right to do any of this stuff.
And look, nowadays, you buy a ticket online, so everyone knows who's sitting in that seat.
Yeah.
So if you think you're a fan and it's anonymous, no, they pretty much it's easy to find out who you are because if you're in that seat, usually you pay online and
unless you bought it at the game itself. You just go up and you pay for the ticket from the teller window at the game itself. Previously, when you do it through the team's website, Ticketmaster, all that stuff, you have to have an account to do that.
Well, mostly also people pay by credit card.
A lot of people
It's not a lot of cash.
Yeah. Well, some people
look, if
still
you
do
buy a scalper, then it takes a little while longer, but they'll eventually know who you are.
Yeah, and it's just crazy seeing this. We saw NHL reports, we saw MLB reports, NCAA is dealing with this.
Yeah, that's scary.
It's all over
I always
the place.
think that's scary because, look, if you're a professional athlete, your home is usually well protected.
Yeah.
You're negated. You have means to figure out how to secure your home in an effective way. But look, if you're an athlete and you're living on campus, those campuses are sometimes open and things like that. So it's a little scary.
It just all comes down to you can't get angry at the player you bet on because you suck at betting.
Yeah. Mostly,
that's it.
That's probably it. Usually it's it.
We're going to take a quick break right now. House of Cards, stick with us.
The IRS has collected over $1 billion in past due taxes this year, and they're aggressively targeting more taxpayers. Don't wait until the IRS comes knocking. Our team is here to help you resolve your tax debts before things escalate. Every tax situation is unique, and so is our approach. We tailor solutions to fit your specific needs, giving you the personalized attention you deserve. The IRS has resumed collection enforcement. Don't wait until it's too late. Our team can help you resolve your tax issues before liens, levies, or passport restrictions kick in. Behind on filing taxes? We specialize in getting you back on track by filing past returns and negotiating with the IRS. Does the IRS claim that you owe money that you don't have? We fight to lower your tax debt to an amount that you can afford. United Tax Fix. Expert help, personalized service, and the peace of mind you deserve.
Call 800-852-6985. That's 800-852-6985.
It's a casino. People gotta win sometime.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a giant, colorful check to deposit.
Welcome to another edition of Beating the House. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're going to be crisscrossing the country, sometimes the continent, sometimes even the world, talking about the latest jackpots in the casino and lottery industries. If it's $100,000 or more, we will be talking about it on this show. Press releases, game announcements, jackpot announcements, info at TurnpikeSportsRadio.com. Keep sending those in. We're going to start off with a bunch of news today. Actually, I shouldn't say a bunch. We've got one press release to discuss.
Okay.
And it's
a bunch.
Just a bunch. It was a bunch of announcements in the one press release. So we've got IGT we're starting off with real quick here.
Okay.
Everyone's familiar by now in the United States, at least, with the Whitney Houston slot machines.
Yeah. No, I think when it first came out, I think I saw it at Hard Rock Casino in Atlantic City.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And when it was first released, it was really kind of a brand new type of slot machine cabinet, too, that IGT used. It was called the Skyrise cabinet, which was great with the graphics, great with the height, as a matter of fact, because you can't miss those machines.
I'm not too up on the different cabinets there are, but I know there's a ton of different cabinets. Yes. Some are really huge.
This one had the most advanced hardware at the time for IGT, and also not only was it the size and the shape and all that, it was also the sound system that was involved in it, because when you're dealing with a slot like the Whitney Houston slot,
you kind of have to have good sound.
Yes.
That's a must.
Yes. So. And we have another announcement regarding the Whitney Houston slots. IGT Play Digital is now bringing the Whitney Houston slots online.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yes.
I like that.
Not North America yet.
No, okay.
It's going to be throughout Europe, 8 markets, 8 iGaming markets in Europe we're going to be looking at. We've got Italy, Netherlands, Spain, the United Kingdom, Denmark, Greece, Sweden, and Romania.
Okay. So when is it going to hit North America?
They plan to bring it to North America, to the iGaming markets, later this year.
Okay.
So
all right.
I would assume usually when we look at online slots, it's going to be either a Michigan or a New Jersey launch first.
Or Pennsylvania.
Usually when you see the first time launches, it's either New Jersey or Pennsylvania. New Jersey or Michigan.
I'm going to say New Jersey will be first, because Whitney Houston is from New Jersey.
Yes, that only makes sense.
It seems appropriate.
Yes.
So, but that's one of those games. Whenever I play slots, I'm somewhere in New Jersey, I'm waiting around or whatever, I play slots and I keep the sound off. But this is one of those these slots that you have to put the sound on to get that full effect of everything.
And you've got 4 different jackpot levels. You've got a lot of photos and videos of Whitney Houston. And they're also going to include a lot of her songs. I Want to Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me, How Will I Know, How We Knew was a press release, Greatest Love of All, and a whole bunch of other songs are incorporated into the machine and gameplay. So that was the original one. The land-based was introduced June of 2024. It's finally making it to the online world now.
See, that's one of those slot machines where if you play on your phone or you play on your computer, you got to hook it up to your Bluetooth speaker, because I'm sure it'll sound great when you're playing that slot machine online. So,
well, that's it for the news. That bunch of news that I misspoke at the beginning there. And now we're going to start talking some jackpots. Starting off our jackpots this week, we're going to start off with a U.S. record online jackpot.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
And we actually do cover DraftKings.com casino an awful lot, because of when we do Jersey jackpots, it's one of the ones that pays out a lot.
Well, I mean, people win on
Yes.
draft. It sounds like a commercial for them. It's not, but people win on DraftKings.com casino.
They do pay out a lot of jackpots.
Hey,
But here we have DraftKingsCasino.com in Michigan. We're not in New Jersey. We're in Michigan.
All right.
And given the time of year, this actually makes sense.
Okay.
Irish Potluck is the one that paid out.
Seems appropriate.
Yes. We have a 20-cent bet 20 cents.
Okay.
Not $1.20, not $20, 20 cents. That was bet on the Irish potluck. And this is like a progressive jackpot that's tied into other games.
I love that because that's my go-to bet for slots. Like 20 cents. That means you can play a lot more for me anyway. So it would have been great. Was it Michigan?
Michigan.
Irish potluck. It would have been great if it was on St. Patrick's Day. So.
Matter of fact, I have the gameplay running over as we're talking on the TV side. If you're listening to this, head over to the TV side. You'll see some of the gameplay going on for Irish potluck.
Okay.
But just to build this up, this has been growing since February 2024 as $1 million, this particular jackpot.
Okay.
It has grown to the point where this 20-cent bet winner made $9,282,332.
That's incredible.
That is a record for U.S. online gaming in this country.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So Irish potluck, huh?
Yes.
I got to check that game out. I'm assuming. Is it in New Jersey too? I have to check that out.
It's in New Jersey.
It's in New Jersey too. DraftKings.com.
But
And I'm, and no disrespect to the Irish out there because I'm part Irish. I'm assuming the soundtrack is a little different than the Whitney Houston one.
It's a little more
This
Irish.
might be a little. I might be toning down the Irish potluck. There is a lot of penny whistles and things like that, or
not really. It's more. It is traditional Irish music. It's stuff you will hear on St. Patrick's Day.
Will you be playing? When you said you had the video playing, will you be playing some of the music?
No.
Okay.
Well, we wouldn't be able to talk.
Well, we can be quiet for a moment and just
believe me,
soak in the music of the. I'm assuming it bagpipes and penny whistles.
It's neither. It's just
really?
Irish music.
Oh,
it's just
okay.
there's no bagpipes. There's no penny.
What else is Irish?
Well,
music?
the theme, the musical theme, and everything.
Right.
It's really hard to do bagpipes and penny whistles on a digital score.
I will listen to the soundtrack, but not as loud as the Whitney Houston one. So.
Well, that's the U.S. record for
but $9 million. You know what? $9 million. Bring on the penny whistles and the bagpipes and whatever.
We're leaving Michigan.
All right.
We're heading over to Connecticut for a pair of jackpots.
Okay.
Got some big numbers this week, but
where are we heading over?
Connecticut.
We're
going to Mohegan Sun.
Oh, all right. I like Mohegan
Yes.
Sun. There was a really good Italian restaurant in there years ago that we used to go to.
I think it might still be there.
I don't know. I think it was by, when you go to the gaming floor, then you walk off. It's kind of like a little mall kind of thing and stuff like that. And it's right near like a waterfall or something like that. So.
Well, regardless, the casino is still there.
Yeah.
And,
no. Well, I'm sure everything is still there.
We have two jackpots. We've got my Lucky Mohegan Sun guest playing blackjack.
Okay.
And he took the $5, the optional $5 Super 4 progressive side bet on the blackjack table.
Mm-hmm.
That $5 Super 4 progressive side bet ended up giving the player $1,338,736.40.
You're in, a really great casino. You're playing a really great game. I know you said the side bet is optional. Hey, splurge a little. Just it shouldn't be. Just play it.
No word on the original bet size.
You're playing blackjack every day, but you do the side bet,
well,
and it pays off over $1 million. $1.3 million.
$1.3 million. And by the way, we usually do Casino of the Sky. This was Casino of the Earth.
Do we usually?
Every jackpot we've done was Casino of the Sky.
Oh, really?
Until this one. Yeah.
Okay. So this was Casino of the Earth. Okay.
Most of the table games are in Casino of the Earth.
Oh, right.
So I think that's kind of how they're splitting up everything.
By the way, if you don't know, the gaming floor in Mohegan Sun is split up into different sections, elements. It's the elements of the Earth or
Native American religion and all that stuff.
And it's Earth, sky, wind, water.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have that progressive jackpot. By the way, the Super 4 progressive side bet is offered on all blackjack tables at Mohegan Sun. And sometimes you don't have it on all the tables.
My advice is do it because it pays off.
And it's a really complicated procedure when you're first you're first learning. I was reading this press release describing the game. I'm not familiar with Super 4 progressive, all the ins and outs, but you got to match it to the dealer's hand. If the dealer's hand is blackjack, the progressive's triggered. So read the rules before you start
absolutely.
doing
this.
Don't just throw the $5 down if you see it.
There are a lot of variations of the game. Yeah.
Staying with Mohegan Sun, we've got another jackpot. This is on a slot machine, not a table game. Right. We've got Egyptian Jewels slot machine.
All right.
$1.25 bet. $186,718.39.
Nice.
Now,
nice.
according to the reports, everybody was congratulating the winner, and, it's one of those things. I don't know how long this person was sitting there, but what happened was the jackpot message appeared on top of the machine, and everybody around stopped and congratulated the player.
That's nice.
So that's really nice to see.
That's
that.
nice. That's
There's
great.
a little bit of a community there in Mohegan Sun helping
that's great.
everybody there.
Good. That's good.
Now we're going to be leaving Connecticut and heading over to Kansas.
Kansas.
Yes.
I'm not too familiar with a lot of casinos in Kansas.
Well, you will be after hearing a casino record jackpot.
Oh, okay.
At the Kansas Star Casino.
All right.
We've got a table game jackpot, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, $5 bet.
Okay.
Royal Flush of Hearts.
Wow, okay. I know that paid off big.
Jackpot of $348,247.
Nice. All right.
And again, that's a record for that casino, the largest casino jackpot in its history.
Okay.
So really cool to see that. We're starting off with records everywhere here.
I'm thinking, do your comp points? I'm sure no one's thinking of this. I'm just thinking of it because it never happens to me. I'm just curious. When you win a jackpot like that, does your comp points go up, or I wonder how that affects it. I guess it depends on how long you're playing and how much you put in, huh?
Exactly.
So
no word on how long this person was playing.
Yeah. I'm just curious if rewards points go up really big. If that,
well,
I'm sure no one cares if you're winning over $300,000.
It really depends on how the rewards program is set up, whether or not it's based on the amount wagered or the amount won. You can do either or sometimes. So
okay. It depends, I guess. Yeah.
But right now, that's the end of the casino jackpots. We're moving over to a couple lottery jackpots that we have. We're going down to Florida for two of them. Our next two are both in Florida.
All right.
We've got a 28-year-old man from Bradenton. He was playing the $2 million 100 times cash word scratch-off ticket. And he'd been playing this for a while, and what happened was he scratched off a $2 million win.
Nice.
So he took the one-time lump sum, still a good amount of money, $1.28 million.
Nice, okay.
So
now, did they, is this one of those things, it's a $2 million jackpot, but there's only a certain amount of tickets out there, and they tell you how many $2 million winners are out there?
There are a total of 8 top prizes of $2 million with this game, and he just won one of them.
That's one of them.
Yes.
Okay,
and
that's like the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
There's one ticket gone. There's 7 left.
And the retailer who sold it, which was an Ellington Quick Mart over in Ellington, Florida, they got a $4,000 bonus for selling the winning ticket.
That's great.
Staying in Florida, we've got another scratcher. We've got the cash wheel scratch-off ticket. This was purchased at a 7-Eleven. Okay. I haven't seen 7-Eleven in a while. So
I drive past the 7-Eleven all the time. So.
But this was a Florida Lottery cash wheel scratch-off ticket, 7-Eleven, and he purchased it and then scratched it off right there and then and claimed a $1 million top prize.
Okay.
Yes. And
I shouldn't be driving by a 7-Eleven. I should be driving into a 7-Eleven and getting a ticket.
Well, this was a $5 scratcher.
All right.
That paid off $1 million. There's over $62 million in prizes in terms of what that can give out.
By the way, in terms of scratchers, that's a relatively cheap one, too.
Yeah.
So, I've seen them go up to $50, $60.
Yes.
So, but $5 scratcher, that's not bad. That's good.
And like we always do with scratchers, we include what the retailer got as a bonus. It was a $2,000 bonus to the 7-Eleven store.
So, wait, with this person win, they won
$1 million.
$1 million. All right.
Yep. We had a 2 and a 1.
Jeez.
Both on scratchers.
Scratchers in Florida, huh?
Yes.
All right.
Well, according to the Florida Lottery, scratchers make up about 74% of the lottery purchase.
Because they're instantaneous, you go
instant
to these places.
gratification.
You go in there, you get your coffee or whatever, and scratch off ticket. A lot of these places have gas. I don't know if they have gas in these places that they're talking about. The 7-Eleven near me has gas. So, if you're sitting there getting your gas, you might as well sit there and do a scratcher in your car.
Well, we're going to be leaving Florida now for our next story. We're going over to Texas.
Okay.
Now, Texas has been in the news a lot because of what they're doing. They're doing a review of the online courier systems that they have in there, whether or not they're actually able to do all that stuff. But that's ongoing right now.
Sure.
So, but right now, they're still in activity, and we have a Jack Pocket winner here. Not Jackpot, Jack Pocket.
Jack Pocket.
Jack Pocket. We've got a Lotto Texas drawing purchase.
All right.
As a matter of fact, this player purchased 10 entries
Okay.
to the Lotto Texas entries and won the grand prize.
Oh, how much is that?
$83.5 million.
Whoa, okay.
Yes.
Wow, okay. Seriously? Wow, I'm looking at it.
I actually had to do a double take on that.
$83.5 million. Nice.
I was reading the release, and it's 80. I thought they made a misprint. I thought they meant 38. But I got a press release, and I double-checked it with a couple different news stories.
$83.5 million.
$83.5 million.
Okay.
But,
so what do you, I guess on, the lottery sites, they have a picture of your ticket that they purchased for you. That
right.
So I guess you take that picture or download it onto your phone and bring it over?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious about the procedure.
No, that's how it is.
It's such a whole new kind of thing, buying lottery online. I'm just curious to how they claim things.
Now, we work with Jackpot.com, which is one of the other online couriers. If you take a look at the ticket you purchased, there's Jackpot.com is on the actual digital version of it.
There is a picture of your ticket.
Yes.
You can see a picture of your ticket.
So. Well, this one was purchased at the Winner's Corner, which, according to the local media over there, has churned out a lot of jackpots through jackpocket.com.
Okay.
So they actually went to the Winner's Corner and purchased it there. That's the retailer.
Well, how did they do it? I thought
when you do jackpocket.com, when you do jackpot.com,
okay. First
they go to the retailer.
Go and get to it.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
They actually get a physical ticket.
That's why they call it a courier service,
exactly.
because when you order your ticket, they physically go and run and get a ticket, and then they give you a picture.
They pick a retailer, they go get it, and
all right.
Sometimes like with
I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to
remember Jackpot.com.
It's a lot of fun.
Has a lot of deals with the 7-Elevens in a couple different states.
Okay,
that's where they're their official lottery courier locations.
I see that.
That's how some of these work.
All right,
and this actually ended up being the 5th largest jackpot in Lotto Texas history.
Wow. Okay,
so congratulations to the $83.5 million. The largest was one in El Paso for $145 million.
Oh, okay. Jeez, that's just mind blowing.
Now, our last one comes from one of our partners, the Virginia Lottery.
Oh, yes.
By the way, Virginia Lottery, head on over, Lotto 21. You'll get a special sign-up offer from the Virginia Lottery, so please check that out when you get a chance. One of the best ones out there, by the way.
Yeah.
VirginiaLottery.com.
Lotto 21.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, we have here a common situation that we've been seeing a lot of lately. Wrong ticket purchased, leading to a big jackpot.
Hey, it was meant to be. I'm of that big believer. If you got a feeling and you're walking by the lottery, you have a feeling that I should buy something from the lottery. Yeah, do it. Because something's telling you to get it, and it certainly, we say it's the wrong ticket, but certainly it was the right ticket. Well, cosmically speaking, it was the right ticket.
According to the winner, she went into a raceway gas station in her local town there. And she was unhappy because she wanted to get one game, which they didn't say which one she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But the retailer, the clerk behind the counter, ended up accidentally giving her the Money Blitz ticket.
Okay.
Which actually ended up having the correct numbers for the second place prize of $2 million.
Wow, that's great.
She almost returned the ticket.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I would never do that. I mean, I've heard enough of these stories to keep the ticket. Oh, I'm sorry, I printed out the wrong ticket for you. And you know what? That's okay, because maybe,
there's a reason you got that ticket.
I don't know.
That's how I have to look at it.
It's one of those things where, it's one of those things you keep it, you got it for a reason. So.
And according to the winner, she was quoted as saying, I got over not being happy about it.
Okay,
so,
good. That's
$2 million will give you enough to get over any kind of problem.
Absolutely. The biggest cure to being unhappy.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but that's it for this week's Beat in the House. Congratulations to all the winners that we talked about in this episode. Congratulations to a lot of other winners out there. There's a ton of you out there, lottery and casino. We only do $100,000 or more, so congratulations to everybody. And again, press releases, jackpot announcement, game news, info at TurnpikeSportsRadio.com. Looking forward to doing some more next week.
Well, that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time with House of Cards.
drag his ball and chain across a desert plain. You build a house of cards around a loveless heart. Wild country in your head, gone dead, riverbed in the dust. You cry, cry.